Hey guys, we are back here for another video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. And also guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Now, did NeNe tell us, well, she did tell us about CYNTHIAbailey. It seems like CYNTHIAbailey is living up to the very expectations, or should I say, the flip-flopper that NeNe said she was.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Now, guys, I know y'all just don't like Real Housewives of Atlanta because the numbers is showing. But at any rate, Neneleaks, who at once upon a time was real friends with CYNTHIAbailey. Now, when NeNe was catching a lot of slack and it seemed like all the girls were actually turning on her, the very person that I would have thought that would have stood by her actually didn't. And NeNe said, I mean, her and Cynthia are in a good place, but NeNe has also stated that her and Cynthia will never be in the place that they once was. We did kind of see Cynthia flip-flop. And if you guys watched Real Housewives of Atlanta for any amount of time, you know that there was an audio that was released and it implied and it said that Cynthia knew that Kenya was coming back to the show and she didn't even warn her friend. But then Cynthia went back and kind of lied and act like she didn't know, but we heard her on audio. And NeNe told us that she was a flip-flopper. Now, the reason why I'm bringing Neneleaks up is because it's giving this entire situation over again, and people are dragging Cynthia, honey. They're dragging her because people are saying, girl, NeNe told us about you. And now you are living up to exactly what she said. Because here's the deal. You do it once, shame on us. You do it twice, we know exactly who you are, girl, because you can't keep making the same mistake. Now,
big story coming out.
CYNTHIAbailey did this interview and we talked about it, in which she pretty much went on Brit's side. Now, I understand what she's probably trying to say about Kenya, but girl, why are you doing interviews making it seem like Kenya is such a horrible person? Now, I'm not a Kenya fan, y'all. I'm not a teen twirl or anything. I am simply talking about this because Cynthia is really seeming like a clout chaser, flip-flopper, or I'll do anything to get where I'm going if that means abandoning a friendship. And I'm going to get into why I'm saying this. Now, let's just listen to what she said in this interview.
Whatever, like, this is your moment. This is like beautiful. The entire event was amazing. And it just ended on not such a great note. And I let her know that, because I just thought it was beneath her. I hold my friends to a standard. Kenya is a woman.
Big story coming out of this season, which we have yet to see unfold, is Brit and Kenya.
Yes.
Everything that goes down there. Are you in touch with Kenya? Has your relationship changed based on what happened?
I have not spoken to Kenya since around the time that whole thing happened.
Okay.
And, that's really kind of a sad situation for me because I was there to just support her salon. I'm so proud of her. I know how hard she's worked on it. And I was just so disappointed to see her vision be overshadowed by what happened at the salon, which you guys will see. I felt like that should have been the focus because, that was her like life dream, like building this hair care empire. And I just wish she had called me before, or like, I definitely would have like, this is your moment. This is like beautiful. The entire event was amazing. And it just ended on not such a great note. And I let her know that, because I just thought it.
Okay, guys, I just wanted to bring that up because, again, it's just really seeming like Cynthia is not a good friend. And NeNe told us that. Now, I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that Kenya was right, but this is reminding me of what NeNe said about her. This is just reminding me. Now, let's dig deeper into it. Now, if you said something, stand on what you say, okay? Now, since she's being dragged, this is what she's saying.
I was not there at the scene where the situation happened with Britt using the gun word, the pistol word, which I think is completely like off limits. Like you should never in any situation on this show bring up a gun. Like what's that?
Did you see the episode?
I saw the episode and I heard about the episode, but I just saw it. So you have to remember, without seeing it, I was basing my opinion on Kenya's reaction, not to what happened. And I definitely feel like Britt, made a mistake. It was just not the word to use. But I can appreciate that she immediately comes in apologetic and remorseful and trying to get on the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? Which is what you do. You got to take accountability if you mess up. Nobody's perfect. I've made mistakes on the show. We all have made mistakes on the show. So I can appreciate that. But of course, I'm not invalidating Kenya's in any way. I feel like I honestly wish.
Okay, enough of you girls. So here's the deal. I don't believe anything this lady is saying. And let me just tell you why. She's claiming she did not see the episode. Girl, quit lying. They send you the episode. So it doesn't matter if she wasn't in it, she didn't see it. We know that when they're on these shows that they talk about what happened. So even if she wasn't there, somebody told her. And even if she wasn't there, you received the episode. They send it to you. So Cynthia is really giving what NeNe told us she was. It's giving so much that she is a flip-flopper. And NeNe told us this. And I know y'all was, dragging NeNe, so you didn't want to believe anything she said. But this is repeated behavior. And this doesn't, excuse anything Kenya did. It doesn't excuse anything Britt did because she's definitely not innocent, but it's giving us a real idea of who Cynthia really is. And it's just validating everything that NeNe said about Cynthia because, girl, if you believe that about Kenya, stand on it. Like, she's getting dragged because people saying that she's exactly what NeNe said she was. Now she comes back to say, oh, I really didn't see it. You see what I'm saying? It's flip-flopper. She wants to flip and flop over to whatever seems more convenient and more soothing for her. She doesn't want to, stand up for what she actually said. So she's going to just keep flip-flopping. And it's crazy because NeNe told us about her. Now, if y'all happen to forget, just maybe you forgot. Well, hey, let's get into what NeNe said.
There was the scene where Candy pulled Andy aside and was saying, just so you know, like, Cynthia had no idea that Kenya was coming, blah, blah, blah. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Listen, the best way I can explain is over the years, they've always played me as the villain. I've always been the villain. Somebody's got to be the villain, right? They've always played
So again, the only way I can explain this is if you guys actually saw that episode. Again, if you are day oneers and you watch this Real Housewives of Atlanta, obviously before they got rid of everybody and brought on this new cast, at one point in time, Kenya and NeNe got along, then they didn't get along, and then Kenya had left, but then she had made an appearance and NeNe didn't know. Now keep in mind, Kenya and NeNe they didn't like each other, but Cynthia and NeNe at this point was supposedly still best friends. Cynthia was heard on the mic saying, I'm supposed to act like I didn't know Kenya was coming. How can she say that if she wasn't supposed to act like it? Because then she would have said, I didn't know, they told me at the last minute, or she would have said something different. So what ended up happening is she told on herself, but I don't know. She probably wasn't aware that the mic was on. And I know y'all probably going to say, well, why would she say that knowing that the mic is probably on? Let me just make sure y'all kind of understand. Now, I've never did a reality show, but I did get recorded one time. I did an interview, and it was a very long interview in which they wanted me to, how can I explain it? They recorded me and I was, doing some things in my home, but you do forget that you actually have that microphone on. You will forget. So for those of you that may say, well, why would she say that? Because you forget. Keep in mind, they're having a mic on for an extended amount of time. So you're not always thinking like, ooh, I shouldn't say this. So what Cynthia said is exactly what she did. And she was bust out. Like they were able to find out. Hence why Cynthia is still lying, saying she didn't know about the situation with that had happened with Kenya, because she would have gotten the episode. And NeNe speaks about she got the episode, and when she got the episode and heard what Cynthia was saying, it broke her. So Cynthia is a little flip-flopper.
She is this nice person. So it's easy for them to point their fingers at me. Your eyes ain't fooling you. Cynthia did exactly what she did. And what's crazy is she cut me. And she's really out here acting like she's the one that's bleeding. It's crazy to me. And it's easy for everybody to be like, okay, it's NeNe. NeNe did it. NeNe did it. Trust everything I'm telling you. She is lying through her teeth. That girl is lying to you. I'm telling you, she is lying with no issue at all. She's lying. She's out here doing damage control. She's running around here saying NeNe is a toxic friend.
Now, that part caught me because damage control. NeNe told us who Cynthia is. Is she not doing damage control right now? Because to go back and say, you didn't see this, you didn't say that. First of all, that right there is a lie, because even if she wasn't there, you would have gotten the episode. So it seems like she would have said, well, I didn't get a chance to watch the episode. But at the end of the day, girl, you said what you said. Stand on what you say. Stand on what you say, because right now it is really, really seeming like damage control.
An unhealthy friend to be in a relationship with, a toxic friend, I'm blown away. When I saw that, I saw it hours before we walked on that set. When we do a reunion, they give you those tapes that night and you watch all the final 3 episodes. When I walked out there, when I saw that, I cried like a baby, because I felt like, this is my sister. My husband had cancer. I don't want to lose a friend right now. I love her like a sister. I'm hurt and shocked that she's out here actually saying she was a toxic friend. That's very hurtful. I've never been a toxic friend to her. I'm not going to do to her, though, what she's doing to me. Eventually, this is what I say. Eventually, everything will come to light. Keep pointing the gun at me. Just remember, she said I was a toxic friend and I'm an unhealthy person to be in a relationship with. Don't you forget I told you that. For a very long time, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I love having girlfriends. And I feel like, when you're...
Okay, guys. So I think NeNe said it perfectly. Think about it. NeNe and Cynthia had not even fallen out yet. But then Kandi Burruss was becoming more popular on the show, or should I say equally popular. So it just seems like Cynthia thought it was more convenient and more advantageous for her to kind of develop that friendship with Kandi, yet forsaken NeNe. So I'm just saying, y'all got to let me know what you all think. It just seems like she's doing the same thing to Kenya. It just seems like it to me. And now we're backpedaling. Oh, I didn't see that, or I didn't know that. Girl, yes, you did, because they will give you the episodes before that actual show, so it's just like her saying she didn't get it is a lie. So y'all got to let me know, do y'all think Cynthiabailey is old flip-flopper? Let